Welcome to today's class. Today we're going to learn about modal verbs. This is the part 1 of this class, and today we are going to learn what modal verbs are, what the rules are, what the uses are, and we are going to see some examples. First of all, we must learn what is a modal verb. Modal is a type of auxiliary helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. Some of them are can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, and have to. Perhaps you have seen these modal verbs in a movie or in a book, and you might be wondering, how can I use these modal verbs properly? Well, let's learn some rules about modal verbs. Our first rule is we cannot use a modal verb by itself. It always needs a main verb. For instance, we cannot say, "Can you the door?" We must say, "Can you open the door?" It doesn't make any sense at all if you say, "Can you the door?" Our second rule is that we cannot conjugate a main verb after a modal verb. Even though we know that the third person singular of a verb must go with the es or the s at the end of it, we cannot say, for instance, "She must study today." Not at all. We must say, "She must study today." We cannot conjugate the main verb after a modal verb. We will always use the base form of the verb. Our third rule is very similar. We cannot conjugate a modal verb. We cannot say either, "He can't go to the party." No, we must say, "He can go to the party." Our final rule is that we cannot use the infinitive form of the main verb after a modal verb. Just the same, we must only use the base form of the verb. Therefore, we cannot say, "She must to go to the supermarket." We must say, "She must go to the supermarket." So, let's learn now some modal verbs. Today we are going to learn just two, can and could. Can. It is used to express an acquired skill such as playing the piano, dancing, cooking, and to express physical abilities such as feeling, smelling, eating. All of this in the present. For instance, I can say, "I can listen to music for hours." Another use of can is that it is used to ask or give permission. For instance, we can say, "Can you play the guitar for us?" Now, could is very similar. Could is used to express an acquired skill, such as the ones we mentioned before, but in the past. For instance, I can say, "I could watch TV all night when I was a kid. Sadly, not today." Another use is that we can use could to make a suggestion. For instance, "I think you could eat healthier." Finally, could is used to ask or give permission, but in a polite way. For instance, you could say, "Could you close the door?" Now that you have learned what modal verb is, the rules, and can and could, let's practice them. See you next week on class.